presented by Scott Credit Union. Your St. Louis
BlueNote Hockey Fan Report on an Eastern Conference Game 1 day. The New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning are going at it. They're in the second intermission. It is 4-2 Rangers. Let's go Rangers. Let's go Rangers. Let's go Rangers. How many people out there can say that they picked the Rangers to get this far? Come on, let's see. I want to see how many people out there picked the Rangers to get this far. I did, and I can prove it. Yes, I did, and I can prove it. Ryan Green, can't wait for a show. We appreciate it. McDavid is here. I can't believe McDavid stays with me after I went off on him in the last show. I give you credit, McDavid. I really do, for you staying here. I blasted you the last show. I absolutely blasted you and your euphoric fanhood, and you took it. I give you all the credit in the world with that. Shackled saying go Rangers. He's saying he always hoped, but he didn't do it. MVP obviously being the homer he is. Kane is going to have 20 goals this postseason. Dude is unreal. I don't think it's going to happen, but who knows? I don't think he's unreal. I think he's a cadre that got lucky. Him and Kadri, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. They're the same player. They're the same type of junky ass player. They play dirty, right? They're off the ice. They're just as crappy. So I don't know. I don't know if Kadri's as crappy off the ice. I honestly don't know that. Yep, Aaron, this is game 1 of their series. And Aaron, you're not in first place anymore. Care to guess who is in first place on the Hawaii Blues fan Clan's bracket challenge? Who do you think is in first place? I'll give you a guess. One guess, Aaron, if you can get it. You were in first, not in first anymore. Come on, bud. Come on. I think you can do it. I absolutely think you can do it. In fact, I know you can do it. I know you got it. I know you got it. I know you got it. So Ashley should be along soon. Me? You think I'm in first place? Why would you think I'm in first place? Well, he thinks I'm in first place because I am in first place. I am in first place. Yes, I am touting my own horn. Toot, 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 toot. 151 points to Richards 130. We're the only two that picked the Avalanche to go all the way. But something that I can say, I'm probably the only one that did this. No, Michael might have, because Michael's got a good score here. Nope, Michael didn't. No, Michael did. No, Michael picked. I think he picked. I don't know. I don't know who he picked to go beyond. No, they got to check on the Rangers. So he picked the Rangers. So Michael picked the Rangers to be where they're at. He got that one right. He got 3 of the 4. I got 3. No, he got 2 of the 4. I got 3 of the 4. So good job there, Michael. Good job, buddy. Good job. So just so you know, if I do win it, I am not taking the prize. The prize will go to second. I'm doing it only for bragging rights, so we'll go there. No problem. Tone of voice gave it away. Thank you, my friend. Kyle Johnson, how you doing, buddy? Jason Nichols, someone bored as me. Looks like there's more than a few. He probably is. How could you not be crappy off the ice when you're crappy on the? Oh, I don't know, because you know what? There's guys out there that who they are on the ice and who they are off the ice are totally opposite, right? I mean, look at Kelly Chase. Look at Kelly Chase. Look at who he was on the ice, and look who he is off the ice. Tony Twist. Tony Twist is another one, right? I mean, he's a well. In some ways, he's the same as he was, but in other ways, he's different. Got to get a little bit to drink there. It's a good contest. We had a lot of people involved. I enjoyed it. We got 7 people watching us. We got 3 people on Facebook, and no, 5 on Facebook, 2 on YouTube. Don't forget, if you're watching on Facebook, put that thumb in the air. Let us know that you like the show. Let us know that you're still a hockey fan like Jason Nichols did. And if you do it on YouTube, I greatly appreciate it. I just can't see your name. I love you, but I can't see your name, and I absolutely appreciate you for all you do. I'm watching this game. The Rangers, I'm telling you what, when I originally did my bracket, I started with the 2 teams that I thought would be in the finals. And wow, make it 5-2. Wow, they are just tearing. This is the game they needed. The Rangers needed this game, especially after, the last series where they didn't win a game at home. Right? They did not win a game at home. So they needed this one. I had Colorado and Florida. But when I went game by game, I got to the Rangers and I said, okay, I think the Rangers can get past the Penguins. I did. But then I got to the Hurricanes and I'm thinking, what? Looking at these 2 teams, as good as what is their weakness? What is something that there's a weakness on them? And I just felt that you get a really good goaltender against them, a goaltender can beat them. Right? I felt like a good, solid goaltender, and that's what Shigerskin is. I felt he could steal around. Now, I will admit, I had Florida and the Rangers in this round, and I have the Rangers going on. Thank you, Shackle. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you. I think he's talking about putting the thumb in the air, giving me the like. I appreciate it, buddy. I really do. I absolutely do, man. The things that I see, I'm waiting for Ash to get here because I want to talk about the NHL and rules, because there's a few things going on that I think that the NHL really needs to get into. And I want to know your guys' thoughts, but I want to wait for Ash. I want to see what Ashley thinks. Damian Wilborn, Kathleen Johnson. Kathleen Johnson, I went to high school with her. Thank you, KK. Ashley Jones, Jason Nichols, thank you so much. Thank you so much. My ear's bothering me. Whoops. See, I wear a hearing aid, and it's at the moment bothering me a bit, so I'm going to pull it out. There we go. E's here. Hey, E, how you doing, buddy? We greatly appreciate you. 5-2, the Rangers, and Tampa Bay's on a power play. There's 18:26 to go. Tampa Bay's got to score here. They got to get this down within 2. Otherwise, I think this game's over. Vasilevsky is just, I mean, it's not that he's getting hung out to dry, but he's not getting a lot of help either. Right? Not getting a lot of help either, but he's doing well. And Shigerskin, I think this guy can steal a series. I just don't think he's going to steal a series against the West. I don't think he's going to steal a series against the West. They're pegging him. Oh, something happened. He just got hit in the head. Wow, he's down. He got whacked in the head. He straight got whacked in the head. He's shaking his noggin. They're going to pull him off the ice. I guarantee you they're going to pull him off the ice. They're pulling him off. There's no way. They're going to call down and pull him off the ice. The way he's shaking his head like that, yeah, they're going to pull him off the ice. They're going to make him go to the dark room. They're going to make him go to the dark room. They're going to ask him questions. They're going to make him go to the dark room, trying to see who hit him in the head. Oh, yeah, he got whacked by Stamkos. He absolutely got whacked. Whacked right in the head by Stamkos. right in the face. I think it might have been more of a shock than anything else. It's got to be goaltender interference. How is that not called? And there you go. There's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. You've got all these. You have issues, and this is where I think they need to bring the blue paint back, right? Maybe shorten it a little bit, but bring the blue paint back to where you weren't allowed in the blue paint. You were not allowed in the blue paint, and if you hit the goalie in the blue paint or you were in the blue paint, it was goaltender interference. You were saying consistency needs to be there with the NHL. Actually, I don't think it was Shaggy. I think it was Jim. It was Jim from Full Press Hockey. I think Jim said it. He's wearing a headband. I love it. I need a headband. What am I talking about? Me and my long girly locks. Yeah, I need to get a haircut. You're right, Shackle. McDavid, nobody is dominating in the playoffs. Nobody is. I'm sorry. You can sit there and say whatever you want, and you can be all slobbing the knob on your Oilers, but I have not seen anybody be dominant in the playoffs yet. Right? And I'll tell you what, I've seen too many instances where the refs have helped one team or another out, and it concerns me. Right? It absolutely concerns me. Remember in 19, let's talk about 19 for a second. Yes, I know that was the Blues year, but remember something that happened in 19 prior to? Okay. Sorry, man. My head's out. You know, you're all Oilers all the time. So, my mistake. I apologize. You got me. Sorry. You know, my head went out. Sorry. You got me. Kako, Lafreniere, and Cheadle. Okay. Oh, okay. They have had a really great game. I wouldn't consider Kako a kid anymore. He's got to be 23, right? He's got to be 23. And even Lafreniere's got to be in the 20s. I don't know if I'd call that a kid line anymore, but I get that. And McDavid, forgive me, bud. Forgive me, right? Shackle's laughing at me like everybody else is. I didn't forget what I was saying. Now I'm lost. You lost me. Scary Lines for sure. No, that's the name of their line, the kid line. Yeah, but I'm saying I don't feel like it should be. I feel like the line's off a little bit. Well, what was the thing with Kadri and Mike Smith of the Oilers? I was sick as a dog Monday and haven't been recovering. I don't think Kadri had anything to do with Mike Smith of the Oilers other than, getting goals on him. Right. I don't remember. I didn't watch all of the game. It was that series is really, really hard for me to watch. It really is, to be honest with you guys. It is not. I mean, even I'm having trouble watching hockey now. When your team gets knocked out the way the Blues did, it is very, very hard to watch hockey. Oh, I know what I was talking about. The refs helping out one team or another. Go back to 2019. Does anybody remember what happened in the first and second rounds of 2019? There were two really, really big things that happened. And one team was the benefit of both of them. I want to see who gets this. I want to see if anybody gets this. Got a couple people watching me. Come on. Where are you? I'll give you something to laugh at while you're waiting.
Right? Here's another one. Oh my God, Scandella's the worst fucking defenseman, and I'm sorry, I'm going off. I'm so sick and tired here. Scandella's so fucking bad. He can't play worth a shit. Fucking trade Scandella for a goddamn bag of pucks right the fuck now. It don't work that way, people.
Well, there you go. That kind of made you laugh. No, it was not the Dallas Stars. It was not the Dallas Stars in 19. Right? Not the Dallas Stars. Shackle's getting a black. Oh, McDavid got it. The San Jose Sharks in 19. What happened in 19? What were the two things that happened in 19? Right? that were rules issues, that were absolute rules issues. I read that Kadri fell on Mike Smith too. It might have happened. I've got to go back and look at it, Aaron. Sharks 5-minute penalty. Absolutely, that's one of them. And against the Avs, the goal that was taken away, the offsides goal. Yeah, and actually 3, the hand pass. I forgot about. Well, I can't believe I forgot about it, but it didn't. To me, the hand pass was the hand pass. I'll tell you what, the hand pass is the one that's the greatest play in St. Louis Blues history. Well, we know Kadri's dirty. We absolutely know he is, and the fact that he fell on another goalie just adds to it. You know, the guy is trying to change his reputation, but he is what he is, right? I said this yesterday. I said something about him yesterday. Who was watching yesterday? Let's see who was watching. Who remembers what I said yesterday about Kadri? I compared him to somebody. Who did I compare him to? As we get in here, we're waiting. There she is.
Sorry.
Miss Ashley Jones. She's the one that makes the Hockey Fan Report so much
I wouldn't go that far
to watch. There she is, Slapshot Jones. How's that for an intro, Miss Slapshot?
That was interesting, but thank you.
Could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse. I'll give you that.
Yep.
It wasn't the age of Bennington.
Kadri didn't fall on Smith. I watched the whole game. Okay. McDavid, I'll give that to one. And like I said, I got to give McDavid credit. Okay. Mm-hmm. I went off on him yesterday. I absolutely went off on him, and he's still here. He's got to like what we say. And then he just talked about the kid line on the Rangers, and I forgot that we're on the Rangers because, you know, he never talks about any other team but the Oilers. So I'm thinking he's talking about the Oilers, and he wasn't. So I was talking about 2019. Oh, wow. Make it 6-2. Rangers. Yeah.
I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, me too. I was talking about 19, how San Jose was the benefit of 3 calls that just didn't make sense, right? You have the 5-minute major that gets called where, I'll be honest, I thought it was a major. I really did, right? I'll still contend with that. I think the call was right. I know a lot of people don't, but I think the call was right. I think that there were some things, and I talked about it on a show back then. The offsides goal was not offsides. The guy was off the ice. His skates were off the ice, right? He was within his zone, but he was off the ice. In fact, the NHL went and amended that rule, the delayed offsides, because of that, right? Because of that. But then you had the hand pass. But to me, the hand pass is the greatest play in St. Louis Blues history.
Yeah.
Right? Well, now you go and you look at you know, now you have 2 or 3 plays that have benefited Colorado in this playoffs, right? More than anybody else. And then you also have the play that benefited the Oilers, right? Now, the play last night, I have looked at this. Well, you know what? We're just getting into it. We're just getting into it. I have my problem with this. By the letter of the rule, it was not offsides. However, there's a problem here. And the problem is the difference between an offsides play and a delayed offsides play. Right? Had that been a standard offsides play, it would have been called offsides. Because he was still in control of the puck.
With you 100%.
Right? His stick was there. He never lost control of that puck. But because it was a delayed offsides and he didn't quote unquote touch the puck, it was not considered an offsides. To me, that doesn't make sense to have 2 separate rules.
It doesn't make sense either. And I was in the group chat we have with Jason. I even said it like right after. That was not a goal. That was totally
No.
offsides.
It was offside. Here's the thing. Colorado getting away with more than they should. Well, Colorado and the Oilers. You know what? You take that goal away, that's a tie game. The
And then they wouldn't have gotten
happen.
the fourth because the power play wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Right? Well, yeah, there you go. So that actually created 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you take that away. I don't believe that you didn't deserve to win.
I believe that the wind was taken out of their sails prematurely.
Yeah, that had a lot to do with it. And then having the goalie get hurt had, helped out. Kemper said he saw his vision got blurry.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he might be they got to look at him. They're not going to let him come back that easily. If that's not possession of the puck, if somebody was there to hit him and would that person get a penalty? You know what? No, they wouldn't have. They would not have gotten a penalty for hitting him because the hitting is within vicinity of the puck.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The problem is it's the rule is 2 different ways, right? There's 2 different ways here. You have the delayed offsides where you have to touch the puck, but then you have a standard offsides where you just have to control the puck, right? You just have to be in control of the puck.
Hey, Ryan, be easy on McDavid here. I think that he's put up with a lot and still
he has. I don't have an issue.
And I like him.
Yeah, no, I don't have an issue with. Actually, I think I give him McDavid. I don't know your first name. I don't know your real name. If you're willing to tell me, great. If you want to send it to me, Wendy. Oh, we got to bring Wendy in. Oh, you don't. Do you have Wendy on Twitter?
I don't have Twitter logged in here, so
okay.
I can't send a message.
Yeah.
To
So
anyone.
Wendy, if you want to come on, bud, I want to ask you about the goal yesterday. I really do. I'm hoping Nurse gets that. He's not healthy right now. Yeah, you guys, there are a few guys that are not healthy right now, and I can see it. In fact, the NHL blew more calls than I've seen in forever. That is an issue. It is an issue right now. Okay, Wendy, stand by, buddy. Copy. I got to do like 90 things. I love it, man. It's a lot of fun.
Man.
Right?
You can take your time. He's uploading a video.
Oh, who is Wendy?
Yep.
Okay. Wendy loves us, and I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, Wendy's great.
Hold on, I just sent it to him. I had to answer. I had something good happen to me today. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I'm not going to get into specifics. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. Okay. There's somebody out there that that has said some very nasty and ugly things about me. Mm-hmm. Today, that person was called a liar in a court of law. Person committed perjury in a court of law. So I want to say something to everybody. And this goes for life. This is a life thing. First of all, if somebody ever reaches out to you for the simple purpose, I think it's so great that the Amber Heard thing happened today because mine was had something to do like that. Right? It was in parallel to that. I wish I could win $15 million out of mine.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Except it's really going to be like 8.3 because
I think he's got to pay $2 million for stuff he said, right?
He's got to pay $2 million, and they prorate like the max for the state of Virginia is $350,000. So one of them, the $5,000's knocked down to $350,000.
Yeah. So, but still, if anybody ever reaches out to you for the express written purpose of telling you about something somebody else did, stop. Because they have an agenda. And if you don't question that agenda, You're just allowing falsities to be put out and somebody to get hurt. Fact check. Go talk to the other person, let them know what you heard, get their side of the story, and go from there. Because...
Right? Here's another one. Oh my God, Scandella's the worst fucking defenseman, and I'm sorry, I'm going off. I'm pissed. I'm so sick and tired here. Scandella's so fucking bad. He can't play worth a shit. Fucking trade Scandella for a goddamn bag of pucks right the fuck now. It don't work that way, people.
There you go. I did that for you, Ash. I figured you needed some comic relief. Right? You know, and so there's a few people out there who know what I'm talking about. And, you know, and again, I don't want to get into it because it doesn't need to go there. But I was vindicated. And that's all that matters.
Yep.
And I'm not, and other than just this moment here, I'm not going to post it on my Facebook. I'm not going to put it on Twitter. I'm not going to put it anywhere else. Doesn't need to go anywhere else. But I need to say that I feel this vindication in mine.
Jason Wendy fell in love with us long before his Scandella rant.
Wendy was already a fan. Me and Wendy have had some good, even before that, we've had some very good conversations.
Oh, absolutely. He was a good guest host before I ever came along.
Yeah, last season when with Chicago, you know, in that he was on consistently. So no, I've had Wendy on a lot. Wendy's become a very good friend. And somebody that I appreciate, even though he's a little young. He's a youngster.
Oh yeah, he's a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a baby to me. What are you talking about?
I'm a lot older than Wendy, so I can call him a baby.
I mean, when you were born after I graduated high school, there's an issue.
I wasn't born after you graduated high school.
No?
I was born in 85. What year did you graduate?
87.
See, I was not born after you graduated.
Yeah, but pretty damn close.
You were a sophomore in high school when I was born.
Yeah, junior. That would have been my, 85 was my sophomore year.
Yeah, but it was the start of your junior year because I was September.
Sophomore, junior year. Yeah, wow, man. That's some memories. Wendy is cool, Shackled. Wendy is cool, and he is extremely knowledgeable, and that's why I want to bring him on to talk about this. Mm-hmm. And Shackle, we appreciate that, man. We really do. You know, we really do. I do this because I love the game of hockey. I love the sport of hockey. I absolutely love it.
I was excited to see you had Slapshot Steve the other day.
Yeah, he jumped on. You know, he's absolutely becoming a fan of us.
Oh, and I enjoy his take.
Luca's reading one of my stories to see if I should develop it into a screenplay.
Aw, Luca and a friend of his were doing a show after the Rangers win. I caught like the tail end of it.
Tail end of it.
Good.
Yeah, the Pangers, right? Pangers. Yeah. Right. Jason, my youngest sister is a bicentennial baby.
I don't know what a bicentennial baby is.
Wow. Ashley, you're in college. You haven't studied U.S. history yet?
No, I take that this summer.
Okay.
No, my brother was
76, not 75, 76.
Okay.
1776. So in 1976, that was our bicentennial. So you're actually back a year.
Thank you, Shackled Text, and thank you, Jason, because y'all make me look not so bad.
Right. Okay. Hey, buddy boy.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right.
Hey, so first of all, I've showed your favorite video already twice.
The clip.
Right?
Huh?
Yeah, your clip. I'm not going to show it again, but I want to talk to you about the play yesterday. Right?
Are you talking about the Makar goal?
Yes, Makar's goal.
Okay.
Do you think that was a goal?
No.
Why not?
Because the player tagging up did not get to the line in time when Makar passed the blue line. Yes, I know the puck was not on Makar's stick when it was over the blue line, but he did have possession of the puck.
See, that's exactly what I believe. Because remember, it was either a game against Colorado or against Chicago where the Blues had a goal called back for offsides, where they had said that the puck, it was like a same thing, a delayed offside.
Yeah.
They said that the player had the puck in possession.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He pushed it over. The other player was offside. That's the same thing. To me, the second the first player goes offside, that creates a delayed offside situation, right?
Yeah.
Right? So my issue is this really wasn't as much of a delayed offsides as they made it out to be. The problem is, by the letter of the law, that was a good goal. My issue is, where is, and this doesn't come into play on either side, possession of the puck is never brought used in the offsides rule or the delayed offsides rule.
Yeah.
In the delayed offsides, you have to touch the puck. But why don't you have to touch it in a standard offsides? Because a standard offsides is still a delayed offsides.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I know I've heard so many times that you do not have to be touching the puck for it to be called offsides. That if you were in possession of the puck, right? If your stick is right there, he never loses possession of that puck.
Yeah.
I seen another one. Somebody else on Twitter put one with a couple of years ago with Montreal. The guy, he pushes the puck ahead, but his stick is up here. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, his stick is way up in the air. His stick is nowhere near that puck. To me, at that point, he no longer has possession of that puck.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's something interesting I saw earlier today. Dave Jackson, a former ref or something, did do a video explaining what happened.
Okay. Regardless as to be the player's intent does not matter. Could have happened by accident. Okay, so I'm going to bring this in. It's what, 1 minute and 18 seconds. Let me
I thought it was
get it in there.
I still don't think the goal should have counted.
I don't either. By the way, Wendy, do you know who's leading the Windy City Hockey Bracket Challenge?
No, I don't.
Sure?
I haven't been looking at it.
You don't know who's leading? Well, you know who's leading the Hawaii Blues fan one, right?
No.
Well, here it is on the screen.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Who's leading?
It's you.
Guess who's leading yours?
I'm guessing you as well.
Yes, sir.
I don't think it's going to last because I don't think the Avalanche wins with Francouz.
You know what? I don't know. Well, I think Kemper will be back, but let's go to this.
He's not. They said he's out for at least tomorrow's game.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they finally said that because he's in. I know he's got to be in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong thing. Trying to figure out what I'm doing now. Okay, green. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay, are you guys ready? This is Dave Jackson. He's a former referee, right?
Yeah.
Wendy? And this is his explanation on the offsides play.
Hi, everyone. Dave Jackson here.
Can you guys hear
it? Put together a short video clip for you on the Cale Makar goal that resulted in a coach's challenge, offside challenge that was ultimately reviewed to be a good goal. What you have to think of is even though it happened very fast, it happened in a split second, it was actually a delayed offside. And if you think of it that way, it makes a lot more sense. This is what we're going to show you. Cale Makar had the puck in the neutral zone with his teammate in an offside position. Cale Makar has possession and control of the puck. And as he moves towards the line, he pushes the puck across the blue line. When it breaks that plane of the blue line, he no longer touches the puck. He's hovering above it. This is now a delayed offside. As his teammate comes forward and touches the blue line, he then proceeds. If there was a much longer sequence, the linesman would have had his arm in the air, As soon as the teammate touches the blue line, he would have dropped his arm and you would proceed. That is how the delayed offside rule works. It was called correctly on the ice, and it was confirmed by video review. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Well, again, my issue with that is, what is the why is there a difference between delayed offsides and a regular offsides? Aren't all offsides a delayed offsides then?
Not necessarily.
No, actually, take that back. It is. If guy A crosses the line before the puck, that's a delayed offsides.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. He's still offsides. Arm goes up. He's over the line. Arm goes up. It's still a delayed offsides. All offsides are delayed offsides. So why does it matter differently?
I still don't think
why does and this has been brought up before, that went on a what we're calling a regular offsides, but it's not. It's still a delayed offsides.
Yeah.
All offsides are delayed offsides. There's no difference. There's absolutely no difference. If you're in possession of the puck when it crosses, that's offsides, whether you touch it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no difference to me, because offsides is offside, delayed or not. Because in that instance, all offsides are delayed offsides.
Yeah.
Right? I actually should shoot him something and say, but hey, aren't all offsides delayed offsides? Why does possession matter sometimes when it doesn't? Wouldn't possession never matter? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I am. To me, that play was because of the way he doesn't lose possession. And he even says it, that he doesn't lose possession.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't lose possession. And that's where I'm at. I think that, the NHL's got to fix some rules. They have absolutely got to fix some rules.
That
there's
rule
a great
and
question.
the goaltender interference rule.
That's one. What are some rules that you guys think, and I'm asking not just the panel, but our listeners, what are some rules that you guys think the NHL needs to fix? There's a couple out there. That's a big one. So you go first, Ashley, with that one.
Goaltender interference, for sure.
Yeah.
How do we fix it?
We need to have the same set of rules. There can't be any kind of variable. If someone, interferes with the goaltender in any sort of way, it should be called. And it should be called the same way every time, and not just,
Should we go back to the paint rule?
No.
Yeah. No, I don't like the paint rule, but I kind of do. Like, you should have.
What if you took it? What if you took that paint? You know how far up it goes. What if you brought it back 6 inches? What if you brought it back 6 inches? Right at that point, to me, if you bring it back 6 inches, because it's in the house, so much of it, they actually a lot of times they use that as the beginning of the house. If I flip my house, but the way they use it, that's the house.
I don't necessarily think that we need to make it smaller per se, but I think that we should change the color a few closer, so that the goaltender still has the same amount of space that they can operate in. But once you get a little closer to the goalie, you cannot touch them.
Mm-hmm.
So you go 1 foot in, and instead of it being painted blue, you paint it yellow. Or red.
You can paint it a lighter color of blue, like have the back part where you can't enter be dark blue, and then the light blue be
okay. No, I would be okay with that. Yeah, Aaron, it really is. All offsides are delayed offsides, and that's the thing that needs to be stressed. So if that's the case, why have 2 separate offsides rules? Because they're not. All offsides are delayed offsides. Every single one of them. It's not offsides until you touch the puck, and possession doesn't matter. That's what needs to change. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what I think needs to change, the possession, because I've heard so many times about guys have gotten called for offsides because the puck was in the other player's possession.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's happened so many times. Right? So, why does it change here, And again, maybe they're not calling it until they touch the puck or whatever, but it gets called a lot earlier than it should. Or better yet, the guy that was offsides doesn't get an opportunity to touch back up because he never knows he's offsides. That's another issue, right? Okay, the guy, it goes over, it becomes a delayed offside, yet hand never goes up. They let the play go on. Hand never goes up. And that's the ref's responsibility. If the hand never goes up and you don't know it's a delayed offsides, I don't think that's where I have the issue. Now this brings up to me an issue with replay on offsides. It really does. It absolutely brings up an issue. And also the 2-minute penalty, I can't stand it. I absolutely can't stand it. It's got to be a 5-minute game misconduct. It's got to be a penalty where it does not put you on a power play. Put you on a penalty kill. Absolutely. Didn't the Blues have a play like? Yes, they did, and I think it was against.
I really think it was against Colorado.
And we scored, and the goal came off.
It was the second game. We won the first. The second game we had that, and that took the momentum out of our sails. And then they scored in the last minute or few seconds to win that game.
Yeah, but there was a goal that we had taken. There was a goal that we had taken off earlier. I love it when there's a wild guy. Thank you. Where are we at? I forever love the video of you ranting. Well, thank you, Ryan. I think we did that one. Apparently, there needs to be a look at kicking motion. Yeah, kicking. The kicking motion
needs work.
Yeah, that one needs work. I think another one that needs work is directly off the ref. Right? Because this happens a lot more than we realize, right? And what directly off the ref means. Because to me, if a puck touches the ref and goes to an opposing player who then puts it in the back of the net, that's directly off the ref. That's directly off the ref. The ref directly influenced that goal. Right?
I got another one. It kind of is inspired by this, but I think that when you wrote your article about having that extra ref up in the sky, it's more and more sounding like that would be a better idea because there's so much being missed.
Yeah. Right? And what I'm talking about, so my eye in the sky, I call it the eye in the sky. My eye in the sky referee, he is a procedural penalties, right? A procedural penalty is a high stick that gets missed. A procedural penalty is a kicking. A procedural penalty is not a tripping. Okay? Tripping is not a procedural penalty. Hooking is not a procedural penalty. Those are judgment penalties. There are differences. There is an absolute difference between a judgment penalty and a procedural penalty. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? I think that if you have procedural penalty, where a hand pass is a procedural penalty, where you have somebody up, because you've got 4 guys on the ice, but they're looking in 4 different directions. They may not see everything, but that guy, I'll tell you what, that hand pass doesn't go, does not become a goal in that game if there's an eye in the sky, right? The Bennington issue, I think if there's an eye in the sky, that gets called as goaltender interference. I really do. I think an eye in the sky might look at that for goaltender interference. I think an eye in the sky would help. Now, that is a big thing. What is goaltender interference?
Yeah. You have to define it. That's why it was the first one I mentioned. There has to be a specific set of rules on what pertains to goaltender interference.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with this. Am I in trouble now? What are you sending me, Wendy?
USA Hockey actually has the best explanation of what offside is. Their rule of offsides is completely different between the NHL and the rest of international hockey.
Okay, I'm
they
bringing it up.
Basically say if you're offside and a player is moving the puck forward, through the zone what Makar did, they would call that an offside.
Yeah. The position of the player's stick shall not be considered in instances deciding offside. A player is considered offside when the player does not have the skate contact any part of the neutral zone or the blue zone when the puck crosses the determining edge of the blue line. Note, the blue line is always considered to be part of the zone in which the puck is in. Therefore, when the puck is entering the attacking zone, the determining edge of the blue line, they'll be the edge closest to the attacking zone. So actually, that doesn't make sense to me. If the blue line is considered part of the attacking zone, once the puck touches the blue line, that should end it. It should be when the puck touches the blue line, not when it crosses the blue line.
The way they defined it as, if a player on the opposite of your team, what happened in the Makar play, where a player is trying to tag up and Makar is trying to take the puck into the zone with the puck off his stick, kind of, they will deem that offside. That's where is a more explanation onto it, I think, later on in this rule, because
I'm not gonna read the whole rule, but I get it.
But I do think
Canada should have. Well, no. Now, see, Canada. Now, here's the thing: the replay room, Toronto, right? Mm-hmm. They can only buzz down for a good hockey goal. That's the only thing that they can buzz and stop play for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? They cannot stop play for an offsides. They cannot stop play for a goaltender interference. They cannot stop play for anything other than, was it a good hockey goal? For example, a puck hitting the net, coming back into play, and then a goal scored. That happened in 19 with Boston. Boston got a goal that way. Toronto should have buzzed that. They let the puck get dropped, and because the puck got dropped, it stood. I have an issue with that. That was not a good hockey goal. The hand pass was not a good hockey goal. That playoffs, that rule that they could stop for a good and you could challenge for a good hockey goal was in the rules, and the NHL decided not to use it at that point. And I remember Bill Daly saying, how would the Sharks have felt if we decided that was the first moment to use it? And my response was, I don't give a flying fuck what the Sharks would have felt. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what the Sharks would have felt. It doesn't. It absolutely didn't matter. What mattered is the goal should have never counted, and that game should have played on. However, we got lucky. And a lot of people forget there was another game there that got very, very close. Game 4 was a 2-1 win. Was very tightly contested, and it didn't become a blowout until games 5 and 6. Game 4 could have changed everything, right? Here's the deal with the way Toronto oversees all the playoffs. Why isn't offsides or a hand pass relying on challenges get the call right? Bob, I'm with you. Robert, I'm absolutely with you. I really am. I do think that. That's another issue. Matt Lowe, I agree with this. The higher camera for offsides, right? They need the cameras. I know they have the cameras that are pointing down like this. Have cameras pointing up like this.
They do.
Yeah, but on that one play with St. Louis, where 7 straight home win for the Rangers. Oh, that's right. They couldn't win on the road. That was what it was. I got it wrong. They can win at home. They can't win on the road. They've only won a couple on the road. That was the one where, he flicked, because you're seeing this more and more now. Guys are flicking the puck up in the air. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons is the camera coverage. Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree, because every time one gets flicked up in the air, it never gets called for offsides. It's so hard for the cameras to see it.
Here's one thing.
Yeah.
They implicated trackers on the puck this last year or 2 years ago,
Yeah.
where it tracks the shot speed and everything.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes there's always that iffy goal that seems to not cross the net or does cross the goal line?
Yeah.
On those trackers, I feel like they should have it where there's a sensor on it showing once it crosses the line.
The problem is, and I know what you're talking about, right? The problem is on that puck tracker, it's actually larger than the puck. Right? The area that it shows, the area that it shows is larger than the puck.
No, they have actual trackers on
I know, but the tracker itself, when you look at the puck, it doesn't give you a center of the puck. It gives you the area of the puck. And the area that the tracker shows is larger than the puck. Have you ever seen that when they do the green dot, the size of it? It's actually bigger than the puck, and that's an issue. If they could ever come up with a way to accurately position the puck, right, to where that's what it would be, I think they would use that. But the reason they don't use it is because it is not completely accurate. To where actually you would have goals called back where the puck completely crossed the line.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's the issue there. That the tracker itself, when you see it, is bigger than the puck itself. All right, that was a huge issue with now this is showing my age, when Fox first brought out the Fox puck, the original tracker, right? The original Fox puck. That dot was this big around. Okay? I mean, it was that red dot that they had was this big around, and it was fuzzy. It was not this. There was no definition of it. The one good thing that I liked about it was when the puck was up against the boards, you could see where the puck was, because it would show the puck through the boards. Right? That was the one thing that I liked about it. Pay more attention to dirty play than little common infractions. The last decision on every call. No, I do not want Canada to have the last decision.
Nope.
I do not want, and this is one of the issues. This is one of the issues because the life of the game matters, right? What's happening in the game, the feel, I don't know what the right word I'm looking for. The atmosphere of the game matters. Absolutely matters. And you need to be in the arena to understand that, right? Again, I don't know. Jason, I have a little problem. That's why I want that eye in the sky to be in the building, because it matters. The atmosphere of the game and what's going on matters. It absolutely matters, because you can sit there all day long and watch that video of Kadri and say there was no intent. But when you're in that building, when you're feeling the atmosphere, when you see the different things, when you see things that are said afterwards and things like that, the intent comes through. Being in the atmosphere matters. Absolutely matters. Right? Kadri now, 3 out of 4 years has knocked somebody out of the playoffs. And I mean physically taken a player and ended his playoffs with his play. 3 years in a row, or 3 out of 4 years. I don't think it was 4 in a row. I don't think in 19. Okay, Ash. No problem, girl. We probably won't be on that much longer. I don't know how long I've been on. Almost an hour. Do you understand where I'm coming with this, Wendy?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Does that make some sense? Do I make sense, or am I an idiot?
Oh, I know what I do agree. There should be an extra like official sitting like in the press box area taking a look at plays for higher up, because from a higher end point of view, you could see a little bit of a difference from the ice surface, and the play looks slower when you're sitting in the stands in comparison to up right on the ice.
Like, well, one of my things was, and one of my things with that whole play, that whole thing of that was, everyone said Kadri was going for the puck, right? Well, maybe he was, but there's a point, and it's very quickly that his head turns and his body weight shifts. After Rosen lifts his stick, everything changes. And they skate right over that puck. That puck is not in the crease. If that puck's not in the crease, I don't care how hard you were going in the net. Your job is not to stop. Your job is to stop. And Kadri does not try and stop. His skates never go to a stopping angle. And I think that's something that needed to be looked at.
By the way, he did get suspended in 2018 as well.
Yeah, okay. Well, 2018, what did he get suspended for?
Head hit.
In the playoffs, or?
Yes.
Okay, so he got suspended in 2018.
2019.
He was suspended in 2019, correct, with Toronto?
Yes.
In 2020, he was not suspended.
2020, was he still on the league?
No, he was with Colorado. He was with Colorado in the bubble.
Yeah, he did not get suspended in Colorado in that year.
Okay, in 21, he gets suspended for the fall kit.
Yes.
And then in 22, he takes Bennington out, though no penalty is called, or no suspension, no fine or anything is warranted. But that's what? 4 out of 5 years, this guy is taking a player out of the playoffs. To me, to me, that matters more than anything else that happens on the ice. Right? I think when you add that to it, who this player is and what he's done in the past, I would have definitely whistled that play. I would have absolutely whistled that play with Kadri laying on top of Bennington. I'd have whistled that play as goaltender interference.
Yeah, you can see
Right?
where you're coming from, but
well, I
it's
mean,
in the past now. You can't change a play that's already.
No, you can't. But the more we talk about it, the more the league is going to start listening.
Not with
and you know what?
George
I know
as head of player safety.
Well, yeah, but it's not just player safety. It's officiating, right? Officiating is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The refs go to players pregame all day and warn them they're passed. So why wasn't he suspended? It just come down to this. They felt that in the moment that it was not. There was no. Intent. It was just part of the play. But I think that play needed to be slowed down. I would have rather him whistled him for the goaltender interference and then have it challenged.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I know a goal wasn't scored, but I think you can challenge goaltender interference even if it's called, correct?
No.
Right? And didn't he get a goaltender interference call earlier or in the game before?
I don't think so.
No, there was a goaltender interference call in game 2. In game 2, there was a goaltender interference call.
And I don't think it was Kadri.
Okay. Let me look real quick. Actually, I might have closed that window by accident. Yeah, I did. I might have it over here. Here we go. Let me look at something here real quick. I got to remember when that game was now. Let's see. Game 2. It would have happened in game 2, I think. Game 2. Game summary. Here we go. It was Nichols.
Okay.
Right? He got it. Right? Nichols got at 18:36 of the second, got a goaltender interference, and I think the Blues scored on that power play. Yeah, Perron scored on that power play. Right? Yeah. So That was, I mean, to me, that's just that was the other part of this. That players had already been warned about running into the goalie.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So here you go. So when you add everything together, and that's the thing. You can't you when you start adding everything together, now it looks more and more like that was intentional. Right? Or that was at least a penalty or something like that, that there should have been something to that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? At the bare minimum, that should have been called a penalty. Absolutely should have. They had all been warned about running into the goalie, both of them. In fact, in the game 2, the beginning of the second period is when that warning comes out. The refs go to both benches and say that's enough. No more running into the goalies. Why doesn't that stand in game 3? And it should have stood in game 3.
I could see why you're so pissed off about something that happened 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, well,
almost.
because the reason I'm so pissed off about it has nothing to do with the play itself. It had everything to do with Avalanche fans. Has everything to do with Avalanche fans who sat there and we're going to stand with Kadri because he's such a great guy.
I mean, there was more reason to why they were doing that. Because
I understand that, but the problem is, and to me, and please don't take this the wrong way because I know it could sound bad. We turned Kadri into John Gotti. We turned a bad guy into somebody good and forgot about the bad things he did. If those signs would have said, I stand against racism, I'd have had zero issue with those signs. Zero issue. But to stand against a player who is that dirty, that rotten, and that mean, and turn him into something he's not, glorify him, is exactly what we've done with Mafia Dons.
Okay.
Right? Does that make a little bit of sense?
The main reason they were doing it is just because of the fact people were going after him and his family on Twitter and other social media outlets.
I get it. However, it's the same thing. It still doesn't matter. It's the player, who he is doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
Who he is doesn't change. Right? If like I said, if every one of them signs would have said stand against racism, I'd have been all for it. I wouldn't have had an issue with them. But to sit there and glorify a guy who has done what he's done, right? And that's my issue. That's my problem. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to write about it. I really am. Do you get the Gotti reference or no? Did I have to explain it?
Had to explain it.
When I explain it, does it make sense?
I could see where you're coming from.
Right? Do you remember what John Gotti's nickname was in the press?
No.
The Teflon Don.
Okay.
Right? Because every time prior to the feds charging him the first time, everything written about him was negative. He gets off and it flips and they start writing all these positive things about him. The bad stuff that he did never went away. It never stopped happening.
Mm-hmm.
But they took him, I want to say they took him to court 3 times or 4 times before they finally got him.
Okay.
Right? And that's it's kind of the same thing. It's Kadri somewhat in reverse. Here's this guy that's done all this bad stuff, but we have this one thing. And look, I am absolutely devastated, and I hate any Blues fan that did that.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. Well, not just, but let me rephrase it. I hate any person that did that.
Yeah.
Right? I had someone call me a racist today, and it really upset me. Right? And I'm not going to get into it, but and I stood up for myself. Trust me. But I can't stand that stuff, but I also can't stand turning somebody. It's like it's like bank robbers. It's like a bank robber, right? We take some of these bank robbers and we turn them into folk heroes, right? I can't remember his name. There was a guy they used to call 2 Minute John or something like that. This guy would rob his banks in like 2 minutes and be gone. Right. And he did it for a long time. They wrote a book about it. I can't remember the name of the book. You look at Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah. They murdered numerous people, yet constantly in the newspapers and regular folks glorified them. So that's just how I felt about it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll understand the reference of Al Capone better. Aaron, I got to give you that one. That's pretty good. Come on, Wendy. That was funny.
Yeah, that was good.
Wasn't Dillinger caught somewhere near Chicago?
What?
Dillinger. Didn't they get him somewhere near Chicago?
I don't know. But I just know Capone for sure.
Yeah, no, actually Bennington did seem a lot more calm about it at the press conference, but this was a couple days later, and he did go to the hospital. He was returning from the hospital, and he said, I just saw Kadri sitting there all smug laughing about it, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. So I threw an empty water bottle that fell 2 foot from him, and people made the biggest deal about it. Right? And that's what is what it is. I'm not going to get, it's going to be one of them things that I'm not going to get off of, because here's my issue. He's going to do something, a suspendable offense again. He's a free agent. He's earned himself some money, and he's going to go somewhere, and he's going to get a coach that's not the same as Bendar, who's going to, not sit down and tell him, hey, you got to change your image. You got to do this. You got to do that. Da-da-da-da. He's going to get another coach that says, go out there and be yourself and hit him hard. And he's going to do something that ruined someone's career when we had a chance to stop it. That's my issue. That's my issue, because he's still young enough that he's got enough years that he could. Right? He really could. Jason, that's not bad. I could see that. I could absolutely see that with them having.
I don't think so.
Him and Marchand on a line together? Oh, my God.
I don't think he'll go to Boston.
Where do you think he'll go? Where do you think Kadri will end up?
Do
you think he stays in Colorado? I don't.
If he stays in Colorado, he's taking a discount. Yeah. I could see him end up in a team where they just need that extra scoring depth with a little bit of an edge on his game. And that type of player right now a team is looking, I feel like, is in need of.
There's one for you.
The Hawks need more than just Kadri to fix issues.
Yeah. The Blues are not in a bad spot. I think their window, a lot of people thought that this was their window closing. I think their window is wide open. Right? And depending on what happens in during the season, the window could be open for a couple more years. Right? If you can get both Tarasenko and O'Reilly signed for 3 or 4 more years to go along with that defensive core, I mean, the Blues really need. I'll tell you what. There's a guy out there that I think would help the Blues, but I don't think that the Blues would sign him, nor could they afford him.
Who?
Sherratt.
Yeah, Sherratt's not going there.
Right? If you have a guy chasing a ring, if you have a defensive guy, a straight up defensive guy chasing a ring, I think the Blues could get him. But you need a defensive guy chasing a ring. That the ring is more important than anything else to him. Right? Because I do feel that the Blues could win the West next season very easily. What are you pointing at? DeHaan?
He's a free agent. And
How old is he though?
He's 32, and he's just a defensive defenseman.
Ooh, I don't know.
St. Louis apparently was in the market at getting him at the trade deadline.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder why they didn't.
Don't know. They got Letty.
Yeah, but you know what were you offering? What was the offer? You know, that's the
I don't know.
Interesting point there.
Apparently, the Hawks decided to not trade him because they did not like the offers they were getting.
Yeah.
Eric Gustafsson sucks, Colin. He's terrible. This was his last year in the NHL. Gustafsson's going to Europe now.
You know what, Jason? I hope so. I really do. I really do hope that it puts Bennington back into the 19 Bennington, and he can really have that edge. Because if he plays with that edge, he's going to be lights out, and he's going to be a guy that could easily win the Vezina. Right? I absolutely believe that. Is DeHaan still good?
Well, this year he almost led the NHL in shot blocks.
Okay, I could take that. We could definitely use a shot blocker, that's for sure. Because I think Bortuzzo's gone. Well, Bortuzzo's got another. I think Bortuzzo's got another year. I was just looking at Cap Friendly too.
I will just give you guys a warning if you guys are interested in Calvin DeHaan. He's an injured-prone defenseman.
And I don't want him because we got enough issues with that. But I do want a defensive defenseman. And we got $10 million. The cap's going to be 82.5 next year. It's going up $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That they're hard capping it at that. So we have Bozak and Perron. Mikola. Bortuzzo signed an extension this year. So he's 950. He's making under $1 million for the next 2 years. All right, we've got him to 23-24. Letty's a UFA. We have 4 UFAs. Bozak, Perron, Letty, and Husso. And I already know one of those is not getting re-signed.
Letty.
Letty. No, that's not the one that I think's not getting re-signed.
Husso.
I absolutely, positively think Husso doesn't get re-signed because you have guys down in the minors that are just as good as Husso.
I'm just saying this. I think the Hawks go after Husso.
I could see that.
They need a goalie.
I could see that. Right? But he needs a strong defense in front of him. He really does. He really does.
Next year,
I think
that's going for wins. They're going for Connor Bedard.
Yeah, if you're going for Bedard, Husso's the absolute perfect goalie for you guys. That's why I would think he might not go there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I like Mikola. I think Mikola has still has a huge upside. I give Mikola a B- for the season. Right? I mean, I really don't have any Fs on the Blues, but I have some Ds, and I think I have one D-. Maybe. I got to think about this. And really, no, I don't think I have a D-. I might have a D. I would give Bennington's regular season a D. But I would give him an absolute A. I can't even give him a D. I'd have to give him a C.
He was bad.
I'd give him an A in the playoffs. Huh?
He was bad all season.
No, he wasn't bad all season. That's not true. He wasn't bad until he got COVID in December. Right? That's when he goes down. When he gets COVID in December, that's when he changes. Right? And that's when things start happening after that. Right? The COVID, that's where he changes. That's where his numbers start dropping. But look at him in the to be honest, look at him in the Winter Classic when it was, minus, frozen nuts. Mm-hmm. He was, he gave up 4 goals, but 2 of them were 6 on 5 where they were just throwing everything but the kitchen sink at the net.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not one of those pucks that went in the net didn't bounce off 9 people.
Which is shocking with the fact that it was so cold.
Yeah. Right? I mean, that puck, I'm surprised that somebody didn't shoot that puck hard enough for it to shatter.
Mm-hmm.
If Parayko would have got into one of them, and it did hit the boards or hit the glass, I think it would have shattered. I think he could have shattered a puck. JT, I'm not putting that up, so... Jason liked that. Hey, Wendy, what are you planning on doing in the summer, bud? For your channel?
For my channel?
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing my Forgotten Blackhawks series, return of that. Some videos on when the Hawks make news and stuff like that, basically.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do about trying to get some players on and doing interviews together.
Okay.
Right? I have one that I think I'm very, very close on.
Okay.
And he's active.
Okay.
Right? I know he's never played for the Blackhawks, but I think you would enjoy interviewing him.
All right.
Right? You know what, Colin? I don't know. I really don't know. I think we need a defensive defenseman. I know we just signed Callie Rosen to a 2-year, 2-way contract. I couldn't believe how much he got on the AHL level. $450,000 on the AHL level.
I think it's the high in the AHL.
Yeah, that is the high end. Unless you're on a 1-way where you're getting paid the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, you know, I don't have an issue with that signing. And you look at Springfield right now, they're 6-0 in the playoffs. They haven't lost a game. They're the only team left that hasn't lost a game.
Yeah.
Do you agree that handcuffing a goalie should be considered interference? I don't know what you mean by handcuffing a goalie. There's a lot of different ways to look at that. I believe that they don't really know what goaltender interference is, and that it needs to be defined. Right? It needs to be defined. Touching a goalie, if you're going to say touching a goalie in the paint is goaltender interference, then it's got to be that no matter what. Right?
Yeah.
And it's got to be that even if a guy gets pushed into him.
Yeah.
It's still preventing the guy from making a save. Who do you think the next Blackhawks captain's going to be?
That's when Jonathan Toews probably retires. Good question. If they still have DeBrincat, I would say the Cat. If they still have Kane, it will definitely be Kane.
Seth Jones actually had a really good Worlds.
Jones is overpaid, yes. But he's actually was a lot better than what people were saying. He was. Yeah.
No, I you know, I was watching the Worlds, and he had, I think they came in their 4th or 2nd, right? Or 3rd.
What?
The USA.
They got bronze.
They got bronze, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the semifinal game, but
Jones had a great tournament in the Worlds.
Say again? Canada
captain of Team USA.
Yeah, Seth Jones had a really good Worlds. Well, bud, we'll see. I'll be on tomorrow, so if you pop in, let me know. Okay. You know, I'm gonna try and be on almost every day now that the conference finals are going.
Okay.
Right, to talk about everything. Thanks so much, Wendy, for showing up. Greatly appreciate you. Hey, everybody, this is Guy the Y Blues fan for Nick from Windy City Hockey saying aloha, mahalo. And you got to know that I am bleeding blue with you, and Wendy is sucking red.
Let's go Hawks.
Okay, aloha, my friends.